So what up? This is cool.
It's going.
Yeah. So my podcast is called Shipwrecked.
Shipwrecked.
Yeah. You have to make sure to talk into it. You tilt it up. Tilt the foam dong up. So, yeah, it's called Shipwrecked, and it's like if we're stuck on an island. This is us telling stories.
So who's the host?
Me. I'm the host, Blake Shipman, and you're Jon Guetter. But walk me through what it is you do every day right now.
Oh God.
Just so we start
Okay.
there. This is gonna be good context.
All right. So I'll wake up, have myself a coffee at about 6 o'clock. I'll get the two girls. I got two daughters, Mila and Isla. One in second grade, one in first grade. I'll get them ready to go to school. Send them off. Then I'll head down to the shop where I'm an everyday farmer most of the time. And
This is a true fact.
true fact. And that's what I do with my time now. And I don't know, man. Just sit in the shop, working on equipment, getting ready for harvest, which will be in about 2 weeks.
And what do you do for harvest?
We harvest corn and soybeans.
And why do you think that I'm talking to you right now? I mean, you get, why would the world know you?
I did something in 2004 that a couple people thought was pretty cool.
Which is?
Backflip a four-wheeler.
You're the first person to ever successfully backflip an ATV.
March 16th, 2004.
So walk me through that.
How did that come about?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm going to have to call some people out on this.
Okay.
So, it was March 15th. It was the day before. And we're up in Big Bear Mountain. There's a fly.
It's all good. We're inside your camper. We're not really on an island.
No. We're not stranded.
We're drinking Coors, though, like we are on an island.
We got a couple Coors in hand.
The mountains are blue. Couldn't drink with the first podcast with Trey.
They are blue.
They are.
So I'll walk you through that day. So it was March 15th, 2004, and we're going up to Big Bear. And the original plan was to just film a section for Wave 07 with Wes Miller. And up in the mountains, because the snow season was done. So they let us do free reign in the snow park, which is pretty cool. Brought a couple guys up there. Dana Creech came, Taylor Moles, Corey Ellis, Dave. Oh, what's Dave's last name? How did I forget his last name? Dave Smith. Sorry, Dave. And and a couple other guys. And we went up to Big Bear to ride the slopes with the ATVs and such. And on the way up, we thought it'd be a cool idea to build like a snow landing to try the first flip, because we had a super kicker on a trailer and nobody's even straight aired it. So we thought,
For someone who doesn't know what a super kicker is, what is that?
It's a really steep metal ramp. It's about a 45-degree angle and it shoots you straight up, and I personally hated.
Typically not hit on four wheels.
No, and very rarely used today. It was kind of a thing that people thought you needed to do flips and stuff back in the day. So we decided, why don't we build a snow landing and somebody will flip into it? And it wasn't me. It wasn't my idea. It was actually going to be Ellis and Dana. Like, it was kind of like their brainchild. That was their idea. And I thought, yeah, okay, I'll just hang back and watch it all go down. And Taylor Moles thought about doing it too. Well, we go up. We wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning. We ride the slopes. We did some handrails. I did some grinds and stuff on my ATV, which I thought was cool, but I don't know, whatever. And then when we were doing that, one of the guys working at the ski resort built us this big ass snow landing. And we get done, we have lunch, and we go over and look at it. And I remember Corey going, I'm not hitting that. And then Dana, he even said, I'm not hitting that. And Taylor goes, well, I'm not hitting that either. And then I'm fourth in line, and I go, yeah, can't be that bad.
So you straight aired it?
No, never straight aired it. And I'll get to that later. There's a funny story about straight airing it. But back to the snow jump. So
you're the fourth guy
in line to do it. Nobody even hit it. And I was kind of like the back thought, like, well, if nobody does it, maybe I'll give it a shot.
Right.
Snow landing, whatever, can't be that bad. So, yeah, so we got that all set up. And then I just said, hell with it. I'm just going to go hit it. Second gear, come into it fast, pull. Never flipped a dirt bike, a mini bike, a BMX bike, or nothing. I could barely flip on a trampoline. And I thought, well, I'll just pull in the middle and see what happens. Landed upside down the first 3 times, and then the 4th time it actually came around and landed it. And yeah, I thought pretty much that was it.
So when you first attempted, like, what's going through your mind when you, because there was no foam pits back then?
Well, there was foam pits, but they wouldn't let us.
Quads.
For quads, there was 2 foam pits in California at the time. Brian Deegan had one, and Kyle Loza had the other. And neither one of them would let me use it because they didn't think I was serious. So that's why we kind of did this snow pile thing, because it was the next best thing than foam. And then it's funny because I did it that day, and then the next day somebody got a hold of them and they go, oh yeah, don't kill yourself, come use the foam pit.
Really?
After they seen me do it into the snow.
Oh.
I'm like, oh, okay,
so you had
sweet.
to be real serious before they took you serious.
Right. And that's actually where you see in Wave 07 me jumping into the foam pit and going to dirt. That was actually at Kyle Loza's, like, the next week or 2 weeks later, because he goes, oh yeah, you should probably come over and not kill yourself on snow or dirt.
Wow.
So
if you were gonna use a kicker to do the first flip to dirt, when did you decide to use a comp ramp?
Comp ramp? Let's see, that was about 2 years later.
Well, let's rewind. Let's get to that. So I want to hear some cool stuff about maybe, like, being the first. Like, you know, everyone thinks like, oh man, you take that on the road, you make some money. Let's hear some cool numbers, because you'll never get those back, so you're not going to give away any secrets.
Yeah.
Unless you cheated the IRS, and then you might not want to say anything.
No, I mean, okay, so being like the first guy to flip and stuff, the cash was pretty good. I mean, I did shows for...
Per show what?
Per show, that first year. Some of them overseas, and a lot of them in Australia were 10 grand a pop per show, and I was doing 3 shows a week. It added up pretty quick, and now it sucks because now it seems like the new guys want to get into it, and you know, we do our own shows. We do the ATV Big Air Tour, and like, I flip at my own shows now, and I get $1,000. So it's just, you know, it's crazy how the risk now is even greater than it was 10 years ago.
Well, yeah, you got a family.
Yeah, but I mean, just now now the gaps are bigger, the tricks are bigger and everything, but because it was so new back in 04, 05, and 06, everybody wanted to see it. So
dude, I remember seeing it for the first time, like, in the Huevos, and then, like, the song Killswitch Engage came on and everything.
Still one of my favorites.
Dude, like, just, like, I remember, like, I can't even explain how much of an impact that stuff had on me. Like, just the mixture of, like, how, like, you're riding, and then, like, the music and the way it was shot. Like, you can't recreate that. Like, you'll never, like, I mean, that, as deep as this is gonna sound, that molded how I thought, and how, like, that was the end all be all. Watching that dude, I remember, I can see it in my head. You hit that kicker, blue shift squadron gear, and you over rotated a hair to dirt, and your hand slipped off. And then the second time you landed it, greased it. But I remember the sequence shot of you jumping that, and I was like, that's photoshopped. Before the footage came out. I remember it was in Dirt Wheels or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's totally photoshopped. There's no way.
Yeah.
And dude, how high do you think you were? 3 stories?
Man, that thing sent you so high. Couldn't tell you exactly how high it was, but let me tell you though, that's why I don't like hitting that ramp anymore, because ATV suspension's not dirt bike suspension.
Right.
And you would land like a sack of turds, man. It hurt. Sack of turds. Trying not to swear. But no, like, and it's funny too, because in a lot of the shots, I don't know if people notice, but you'll see me crunch over, and it's not from the relief. It's like me slapping my balls on the seat from landing so hard.
Every time?
A lot of the time. And I was on...
Well, like, dude, I thought I was a tall rider. How tall are you?
I was 6'3" before I started flipping. I'm about 6'2" now.
Really?
Yeah, I've compressed my spine. True story.
How'd that happen?
Just from the bad landings, my back. And I've had doctors tell me that I should probably stop doing this, but I would slap my balls and my ass on the seat so many times, and then honest to God truth, I've lost about an inch in height, and my back is compressed in certain spots, and it hurts. But
So what you've seen the rise and fall of so many like riders, like as far as careers go and everything, like, so how do you manage to stay in? I mean, you have your own tour, like you guys travel around and do your tour, so like how do you stay, because there's no mainstream competition for quads.
and
There's never been,
and yeah, it's tough, and we get asked that a lot. How come the progression's not there like it has been in sleds and dirt bikes? And honestly, it's just we've never had that push, and there's never been really a competitive. I mean, there's competition between us and other riders, but man, me and Derek were talking about that the other day. Derek, my brother, there's like a handful of guys left that are still doing this consistently in the world.
Like maybe 3 or 4.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm saying that flip.
Yeah. Oh,
maybe
absolutely.
2 or 3.
There's a couple guys in Europe, and then there's me, and I don't even do it consistently. I think I've only done 20 this year.
20 flips.
So, and it's something that I'm not afraid of it, but I don't really feel the need to go out and do it a whole bunch. It's just kind of a see if I can still do it type thing. Because I mean, I'm turning 36 in 2 weeks, so I don't want to be that guy that's still out there riding at 40.
When's your birthday?
September 29th.
My birthday's October 1st.
There you go.
Dang. I'm turning 30, dude.
30.
30.
Yeah, we ain't getting any younger.
Frick. Frick off, Ricky.
Yeah.
You watch Trailer Park Boys, don't you?
I've seen them
live. I know. I saw
twice.
it. Yeah, I seen that on your Facebook or whatever.
They're pretty damn funny.
Dude, how about Leahy? Are they gonna keep going?
Didn't one of them die?
Leahy.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I honestly
too busy quad flipping.
Too busy farming and trying to keep up with my damn kids.
So how's it feel to be in a video game?
Yeah, that's cool.
How'd that come about?
Well,
the first video game.
The first one. Oh God, when
ATV Off-Road Fury.
Was it 3 or 4? I wasn't
2.
I wasn't in 2.
The footage of you was in 2. No, that's August and Sheldon.
Yeah, that was August and Sheldon.
Okay, number 3.
It was 3 and 4, and those were trash. Those 2 games.
Nerd alert.
No, I was so bummed out that I missed on all of that stuff because I was just getting into it when Huevos 5 came out. When August, Sheldon, Ryan, Dana went to town, which was pretty sweet.
Doing Cordovas and like no-footed knacks and
yeah. I remember seeing on ATV Scene a picture of August doing a no-footed knack a week before I was supposed to go do the Division 4 contest in Bardstown. I didn't even hit a ramp by then. I wasn't even jumping 50 feet. And I somehow convinced the 2 guys running it that I was good enough to get in. And they set that ramp up the first night at 65 feet. And I had never jumped anything bigger than 40, not even a dirt jump. And I just went for it and landed it.
No kidding.
Yeah. I don't know how that worked out. On a roached out 400EX.
You won with a Shaolin bar hop to a sterilizer.
Best trick. I won best trick, yeah.
And that kind of put you on the map. Then that was before the flip.
Yep. That was 02.
That got you some attention.
Yeah.
And then you got tagged along on some stuff which led you to be at the spot where they were trying to flip.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's when they went to,
which led into the demo days, taking you all around the world.
Yeah.
So we're just fixed all these terms like super kicker and snow plow and all that. That was the very beginning days.
Yeah.
The days of $10,000 flips, 3 per weekend.
Oh yeah.
Keep going from there.
And parties.
Oh
my God.
Australian tours.
I can't repeat some of it, but the guys that we're with, no.
Lame.
I'm telling you, that those times, and I know this for a fact, will never be repeated because of social media. The shit we got away with
was before social media.
We were right when MySpace started. When that fired up,
Tom will tell no tales.
I mean, we got tour phones. We got the latest and greatest tour phones, and the best phone we ever got was the Motorola Razr. So that's how far back it goes.
Continue with some of the. Give me. I'll share a story if you share a story.
Okay.
Nothing too wild. I'll share a story too.
Oh my God. I don't even know what story is PG.
I got a fun story.
Let's see. Something that doesn't expose too many. Man, oh man.
It's called incriminating.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna go with because there's two major touring companies that I worked for. It was Masters of Dirt and Crusty Demons, and they were both on par with some of the craziest nights I've ever had in my life. I'm gonna have to say the Crusty stuff's a little too X-rated, so I'll go with a crazy ass Masters of Dirt story. So we did this tour called the Baltic Tour, which we were in Central Europe, right next to Russia, and I'm trying to think of what town it was.
Dude, I don't mean to break it up, but I mean, we'll get back to that. But like, how was like Russia like?
Dude, it's so crazy. Like
Soviet Union style stuff. And
yeah.
we will kill you if you step out the.
Man,
Putin is the man.
It's so crazy. I've seen so much stuff because of Backflip and the stupid four-wheeler in those years. I counted 42 countries that I've actually visited in my lifetime, and some of the stuff that I've seen, it's crazy.
Most violent thing you've seen? Let's hear it. I don't know why I'm weird, but I want to hear it.
Most violent? I mean, I've seen, I don't want to sound weird, but I've seen dead bodies, like on the street and stuff.
Ugh.
Yeah. Like gnarly situations. Not that I was involved with, but just happened to come up on it and be like, oh, damn, what is this? Like, we need to get out of here. India.
No
Crazy ass Bangalore, India. We were in some back street thing, and we're walking up, and I forget who I was with, but there was a white sheet over which looked to be a pile of trash. Nope, dead body.
Nonchalantly there.
Yeah, just laying there.
You asked me if I had notes for this.
But okay, so I guess that wasn't the most violent. That was just like the most gruesome, I guess.
I've seen a dead body, but like,
yeah,
not violence. I mean, like, what's?
No, I don't think that was violence. I think that was just
grotesque,
somebody
gory,
just dead.
Yeah,
and I don't know the backstory, but
what's that term? Unsettling.
Yeah, it was pretty messed up.
So crazy story. I'll tell you a funny story. So,
okay,
so this is, I'm sure,
some comedy
if you spend a lot of time on the road, you're gonna have one of these fellas. I mean, I'm not proud to say I have this is an acquaintance, mom, dad, grandma, everyone. So we're there chilling, and we hear like a lot of ruckus, like domestic dispute style ruckus in a hotel. I'm in a hotel.
All right.
On a tour, not. I'm not going to tell the name of the tour, but we're on a tour. And this youngster tries to hire a Craigslist hooker, a lady of the night.
Hooer.
A hooer.
I love it.
That's awesome. So he managed to make the transaction. He gave money through the window, and she stole his wallet right through the window of the car and bailed.
Yes.
So that's a kind of PG-13 funny story. Yeah. Like, that's a funny travel story.
That's pretty good.
That doesn't give away anybody, and I'll be honest with you. I met that kid that tour, haven't talked to him yet since. Name started with a K. There's probably 7 people in the world that know who I'm talking about.
We won't give away any names, though.
Right. Yeah, dude. So you're in Australia doing the Crusty stuff, Masters of Dirt, like.
You want to hear the craziest show story that I got?
Yeah.
Was the Crusty tour in Perth, Australia. So we were warned, and you watch the Crusty videos. Well, I did, and you've seen
I did too. Yeah, I grew up on that.
Like the original Crusty tours, and just the gnarly shit they got away with. I don't know. I don't need to explain it. It's just, it was mayhem, and it was like the first real like look of tour that I wanted to get involved with. I was like, I want to do that. I want to be on those crazy sets and doing that. 2 years later, I did it. Got the invite. And so the craziest story, we were in Perth, Australia at a drag strip, and they warned us, if the crowd charges the arena, get the F out of there. And I'm like, what are you talking about? The crowd's going to charge to go. They're going to, as soon as we're done, the last jump happens, they're going to storm the gates, tip the fences over, tip the ramps over, and try and tackle you. And I said, bull crap. So finale train goes. One of the show producers taps me on the shoulder. He's like, as soon as you land, turn around and come back to the tent. Okay, whatever. So everybody goes, and it's like a double-double. There's 2 jumps in a row. And I land. I was always in the caboose. I was always the last guy, and then there was a snowmobile. Jimmy Blaze was behind me, and we were always the final 2 guys in the trains. So I land, turn around and see Jimmy. He lands, and there's a sea of people on the floor. I couldn't comprehend what was going on. It was crazy. The whole crowd, all 18,000 people, stormed the floor. It was at a drag strip. So I pin it back. It's a drag strip, so it's a clear shot for me to get back to the tent. I clipped this lady's leg doing 5th gear wide open. She goes flying, and I just kept going. I didn't know what to think of it. It gets better. The story's... a lot of people don't think this story's true, but it's 100% true. So I get back. We have a bike club that is doing our security. So we're all sitting in the tent.
You have a biker club?
Biker club. It was like the Hells Angels of Australia. And I'm not going to name them because I don't want to get somebody to kill me over this story. But because
this is an awesome story.
Yeah, it's sweet. And so we get back to the rider tent, and people are trying to get into the tent, like tearing the tent down, and they're trying to bring these shuttles to get us out. And I mean, we had Seth and Twitch, and we had the guys. Like, it was the Crusty tour at its heyday when it was the big names, and I just got to tag along. I was so pumped. And anyway, so we get out of there. They rush us back to the hotel. There is 1,000 people following us back to the hotel, trying to get into the hotel to, I don't know, not hurt us, but hang out,
yeah.
And so they put the hotel on lockdown. We waited out in the rooms. We throw a party up on the roof, just us, and everything settles down. And then the next morning, we're still up from partying. Everybody's still up. I get a call on my cell phone at 9 o'clock. It said, there's somebody downstairs that needs to talk to you. I go, oh, fuck. Because I knew I hit this chick after, and she probably was, I don't know, 18, 19 years old.
Oh.
And they call me down to the lobby. There she is with a cast on her leg. Wants me to sign it.
No.
So I had to sign her cast after I destroyed it the night before.
Australia's awesome.
I know I married an Australian. They're the best.
Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's like one of the stories that always sticks out when people ask, like, what's the craziest story? Because I could have killed that person, they told us, get off of the track, and it's a drag strip, perfectly straight line, and I just start I'm slap shifting 5th gear on my YFZ, and I was on the rev limiter when she tried running in front of me.
Imagine if she'd have clipped you and you came off. Dude,
it was bad.
Dude, that's insane.
And then I signed her cast. Like, it was sweet. She was all cool.
And then you married her. That's a crazy story.
Not her. No. I did not have relations with that lady.
Folks around here call me Debbie. No, that was Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah. So, yeah, so that was that, and I got so many of those stories, but oh my God, that's one of the best ones.
So when did you realize that quads were just not going to take off? But considerably, it took off for you there for a short stint, but not forever.
If I stayed, like if you're saying if I stayed on the path of not farming and kept to riding,
assuming there was a future in that.
I think that's why I went farming.
Yeah.
Well, actually, the live show, the touring, is obviously where it's at now, and that's where the future is.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's no industry to hire people like us, so we made it, pretty much. We got hired from guys show to show to go do shows for everybody else, and we got sick and tired of dealing with dumbasses. So we bought our own ramps, bought our own mobiles, bought a bus, and my brother and his wife turned into, what we worked for to try and get to the mainstream wasn't going to happen. So they turned it into a full-on functioning tour, doing 20 plus shows a year, keeping us employed, a couple other friends, and new up and coming guys. We got a 19-year-old kid just started riding this year, and trying to give him a job, trying to give him something to look forward to, because if it wasn't, honestly, if I don't know if Derek's tour was around, what are quads doing otherwise?
Yeah,
there's a couple shows here and there.
They used to have them. Yeah, they used to have them in random demos. Elkin's doing random demos.
But he's in the same boat. He bought his own landing. You gotta. There's just no. That's what we tell the new guys. They want to get a career in riding ATV freestyle. It's like, it's not you can't. You have to get involved some more personal. Like, it's not. You can't just go, okay, I'm going to get really good, and then I'm going to get a bunch of shows. It doesn't happen like that. Because there could be a lot of guys that are really good, but if you're not cool to hang out with, and we don't know you personally like that, chances of getting hired is pretty slim. So it's tough, man. It's like,
does Guinness Book of World Records know that you're the first guy to backflip a quad?
So it's tough to say. I got a certificate for it, so I have 2 world records, which the second one really, I'm happy I got it, but it's pretty lame.
Let's hear it.
So in 2008, I did the longest jump. So that defines longest takeoff to landing in a straight line. There's guys that have gone bigger, like Ben Bettis did a 225-foot jump, but he did it on the side of a hill. Guinness doesn't recognize that because they don't factor in drop. They go from point A to point B, like Madison and Ryan Capes and those guys. That's why it's always in a line, and why they never count that bird, whatever that bird dude that jumped like 400 some feet. They don't recognize it because it's in natural terrain. So
when do you think that someone will flip from like dirt to dirt?
When will they? I don't know.
And why do you think that matters to people?
I don't know. It's just a whole different beast. I don't know. I know Caleb was working on it at one point, and we built a jump at my house to do that. But there's always just something in the back of your head that goes,
why?
I don't know.
No, I'm saying you're asking why.
Yeah, like why?
Pissing contest?
Yeah, pretty much. It was more of a bragging rights type thing. But, yeah. But back to that world record thing, why it makes me angry is because I still have the record 10 years later at 178 feet. That's weak.
Yeah.
That's weak.
Someone should have beat that by now.
Someone should have easily beat it. And Derek he's wanting to do it. Me too. But you know how much money it costs to build a ramp like that? You're talking thousands. For what? Bragging rights? And it's not going to be impressive. A four-wheeler's, this damn fly, like a four-wheeler's max potential. You jump anywhere further than 250, 275, you're going to break shit. They just can't handle it. Personally, I don't think they can, because I've jumped close to 200 feet in the mountains. Not mountains, but like in the hills. You land so freaking hard.
Yeah.
On these dumb things.
So do you ever get in debates with people over like MX versus ATV?
I don't. Personally.
Do they like confront you about it?
So people do ask me and get into arguments, but I grew up on bikes. So they'd be like, man, that's pretty lame you riding those four-wheelers. I go, yeah, I'd be on a bike too if I could ride one, but yeah. I'm not very good at it. Mm-hmm. So I just happen to be good at riding four-wheelers. But I don't know, I'm more, even though I ride four-wheelers and stuff, I consider myself more of a dirt bike fan. Like I got friends that race four-wheelers, and I'm not going to talk shit on them, but people always try to bring up the debate, what's better, quad or four-wheeler? Well, quad bike. And I don't know. I always lean towards the bike side, just because that's...
Always ask what you want out of it. Like, what are you trying to do?
Yeah.
Because I promise you a quad is way more fun at the dunes than a bike is.
And I believe that. And it sounds stupid, but it's harder, I think, in natural terrain in the sand dunes to jump a quad than a bike. But when you do a smaller jump on a quad, it's so much more gratifying than doing it on a bike in certain situations, because I've brought in one of my buddies has brought in a dirt bike, and you hit a jump on a bike and it's like 30, 40 feet, and you're like, oh man, that was pretty sweet. And then you go around and look at it when you're sitting in your quad, and you're like, how the hell am I going to do that? Because you got to think about, is it going to throw me straight? I got to tilt it?
Right.
You got to do all that stuff. And then when you do it, you're like, yeah, man.
Aren't you always watching the guy in front of you on the dunes? Like,
yeah.
Seeing where it's going to throw him.
Yep.
Like, I'm not going to hit that line.
And then you do it, and then, or if you're the first person to do it, and you're like, man, that felt so good. And then you turn around, and your little brother does it, and you go, man, that looked pretty weak. Let's move on.
Yeah.
You know, but it just feels so gratifying sometimes to hit like just the smaller, more technical jumps on them.
Right.
That a bike wouldn't even think twice about.
So the thing that I found really interesting about did you watch that MX vs ATV video with Thomas and Kennard?
Yeah, I did. Yep.
So the thing I got out of that most was that I was so surprised at how little Trey knew about quads.
Yeah.
I had no idea how little he knew. Like,
well, it's not in their realm, man.
Well,
Like,
I know.
There's no there's a little bit of popularity in the ATV racing, but you got to be in the know. It's not mainstream by any means.
True.
So,
well, and he even said this. He was like, yeah, man, when Thomas went and jumped that Supercross double, and I'll be honest with you, myself, like, this is me talking, I did not see that coming. And then when he hit it and he cased it, and I was like, oh, golly. Like, Trey was, like, arm pumping and fist pumping and everything. But, like, I think I say because I'm a big quad fan, too. But, like, the biggest disadvantage would be that there's nothing out there, like, promoting it. Like, even like, it's the smallest budget ever for the guys to produce the quad national content. You know what I mean? Like, they just don't give a shit.
Yeah.
It sucks, and if you know what, man, I don't know why I bring this up because I'm rambling, but
that's fine, man.
I got
get deep.
Like, I heard through the grapevine that they were pissed off at me for filming at Redbud a year or so ago because
for what?
Because I didn't give any footage over, and so the footage that they requested, I handed over, and then something about they were like not happy with it, something or other, and the footage, the aerial footage that they asked for, regardless. But like, so then it was like, okay, how many people are lining up to film this?
Yeah.
None.
Right.
Like, I'm not doing y'all in a disservice. I'm not changing the game by any means, but I'm not hurting it either.
Yeah.
You know, and so I just took all my stuff offline. Whatever.
Such a bummer.
I know. So you try to help it. My point is, like, it's dying on its own. You try to do something to help it. As little as it is, it helps to put some videos out there once in a while.
Right.
But they don't want that.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's tough. I mean,
like, if X Games had it, who would be in?
As far as
freestyle
for quads
today,
I think we could field a pretty impressive field. Are we going to be doing double flips and shit like they're doing? No, but we could do some stuff. I mean, we have. I would probably train kind of hard to do it, so it would be me and Derek, Adam Thien, John Langus, Cody Elkins, definitely.
Marco,
if we can get him a visa.
Any Europeans?
Yeah, Alice Roseman, one of my buddies from Europe, flipping good, knack flips, rides really well.
You think any people would come out of retirement?
I don't think anybody retired.
Yeah.
I think as far as like...
Well, like Dissler, how's Dissler doing?
Oh, dude, I don't even know if he can ride anymore.
Really?
He got pretty messed up.
Did he?
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
And what about that Tyler dude from... You guys knew Tyler Banks?
Tyler?
Right?
Tyler Banks?
Is that a name?
No, that doesn't sound familiar.
Dude, oh, that's
Maybe.
my neighbor. That's my neighbor. I'm thinking of Tyler. Dude, Tyler
Nelson?
Yeah. Hey, I need a beer.
Yeah,
I need a beer.
let me have a quick drink.
I'll be right back. You continue. This is the Shipwrecked with Jon Guetter. We're gonna replay the intro right now, and then you. This is your show after I come back. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So keep going right now.
Sure. Yeah.
So.
There's waves and shit in the background. I'll play it. You should hear the intro. I promise. It's funny. It's like and then waves and you can hear seagulls.
You should have talked about how you got so drunk and you pissed off our sponsor that year and we got fired at
I can say that one.
Sunset Ridge.
That was at a national.
Because
Oh,
that's the
okay.
best one. Like,
Yeah. So
you got so sloppy.
Yeah.
When?
Walnut like.
Told the owner to
Four?
basically get.
No. I didn't tell the owner.
I can't wait.
No, I didn't tell the owner. So
Did someone else want a beer?
no, I think I'm
Oh
good.
yeah, I do.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Wait, you were filming ATV National and they told you not to take the film?
the footage out.
No, we were down
Yeah,
there
they're
just
trying to.
twice.
They're trying
They're a
to
bunch
like.
of assholes.
They tried. I don't know. Somebody else told me that they're trying. Like they want to have complete control of the series,
Yeah.
and it's not working.
No.
Fucking doinks.
Big doinks.
Big doinks and all.
They tried to at Supercross,
Smoking
but it
big
doesn't
boots.
happen because people are even still in the pits, and that
Yeah.
promotes the event.
I don't know. It just. Yeah. So one of the times we lost a sponsor. I don't mind about this story because I was. This goes actually. This goes against the, or goes with the MX versus ATV debate.
Okay.
And it was when the whole nice.
That is just a whole hell of a lot of family fun right there. Tell you what.
That's just right.
And, when you pour that cold liquid down your throat, you know you're in for a good time.
Yeah. More I think about it, this story will probably get me some heat, but you know what? I really don't care. Hey, Larry Enticer!
Oh, Larry Enticer in the house.
Larry Enticer just drove by. He'll come party with us later. But anyway,
Is he going to show up over here?
yeah, Thacker said he was going to come over.
That's funny. I've never met him
Hey,
before.
So, when I say Thacker, we're at Heydays 2018
Heydays 2018.
in the RV doing a remote podcast.
Podcast.
For Shipwrecked.
Yep.
With Blake Shipman.
Isn't
Play the cue?
this is you? This is with Jon Guetter.
With Jon Guetter.
Yeah.
And roll it? No?
Mm-hmm.
At a guy? No? Nothing?
Yeah. No,
Okay.
let's just roll it. There's no guy here. We fired him.
So, yeah. Anyway, that was rambling.
Let's hear the story.
The story. So, we thought it'd be a good idea to round up the boys and go to Walnut, Illinois.
What's that?
That is a ATV National in Walnut, Illinois.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. That's
yeah.
what I
That's
didn't
what
know.
it's one of the stops on the ATV tour. Not a lot of people probably know that, but anyway, so we were there, kind of just to keep sponsors happy. There was going to be our shot guy was there, tire guy, whatever. Go say hi, make the rounds, and on the way down, we had the Jason Ellis show on, and somebody called in, and it was the whole MX versus ATV debate, and it was lap times, bro. Check the lap times. And I don't know the specifics of it, and we're all driving going, man, there's like a whole section on that track the quads didn't do. So of course the lap times are going to be straight. And I'm not hating on the quad guys, not hating on the bike guys, but whatever. I'm just kind of expressing my feelings towards it. And I've always thought, I mean, you can't race a quad on a dirt bike track. At the end of a moto, you know what a bike track looks like. You can't race a bike on an ATV track because of the blue grooves. You know, it's not fair. But if you groom it up, and this is me personally how I feel, if you groom it up perfect for each one to do 5-6 laps, it's tough for me to say that a quad's going to beat a bike.
You know, you couldn't. You could. It's apples to oranges. They're both sweet, but they're different.
Exactly.
You know, and I'll tell you this much. Whenever we had the shoot, it was like I wanted so badly to blue groove the outside turns, and I wanted to blue groove half the track.
Right.
And really give a go at this. And then everyone's like, he didn't even do, look at him wax that. I'm like, it's Trey's hometown, or it's backyard.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Like,
So-
it would be weird if Thomas kept up.
Yeah. So and I'm not hating on the quads, whatever, like I said, but so anyway, we get to Walnut, Illinois, and had a couple Chardonnays at the bar. Whatever. As you would. Applebee's, I think it was.
That
So-
place turns into a club after like
Right.
midnight. Have
Yeah.
you been there?
Oh.
It's dope. Everyone, if all 112 of
Shout
y'all
out
listen
to
to this,
Applebee's.
y'all should check it out.
So we're in there, and one of our sponsors, well, on the same team, I would say, same team, one of their mechanics was there, and that came up somehow. I was a little drunk, said some stuff, and said there's no way that so-and-so would be able to keep up with, and I think they were comparing Dustin Wimmer to
Don't tell me. Please don't say it.
Ryan Dungey.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Ricky Carmichael. But even
Oh,
Dungey.
no.
Even Dungey.
But Dungey was killing it that
Yeah,
year.
yeah, Dungey's a killer.
But I mean, anybody, and I don't know how it got brought up, and I'm like, yeah, okay, guy, whatever. And he's like, same thing, lap times, bro, and that triggered me, and I'm like, okay, you're a fucking moron. And he goes, well, you wearing that shirt? Same team said, it said, hand can on it, you know, and he's like, did you just buy that shirt? I go, no, I got the shirt. We're on the same team, you know, and triggered, and I went off. I don't even remember what I said, but the guys had to carry me out of the bar, and it wasn't a week later that sponsor dropped us.
Dang.
Yeah.
No shit.
Schmugglish Wheels. Oh, no, it wasn't Schmugglish Wheels. It was Motoworks.
Oh, that was them?
Yeah, it was Motoworks.
Oh, damn, dude. See, I don't even know what they do.
Exhaust.
Oh, see.
So they were one of the first guys to bring the exhaust out on the Can-Ams.
Oh, okay.
And they dropped us hard. But you know what? I don't care. Whatever.
Dang.
And I don't know if that was directly related to that incident, but
Yeah.
that guy directly worked for them on the factory team.
Oh, okay.
And lap times, bro, just triggers me.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
No, I understand.
But no disrespect to any of the riders. I just I do ride bikes and quads.
Mm-hmm.
The physics, the power to weight ratios, all of it.
Well, being a quad rider, I know, especially now, I know how it feels to be discriminated toward.
I get it daily.
I'm not
Used
meaning
to get
to
it.
make it funny. It is funny because I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
But every time I post something, quads are like nuke the quads or whatever. I'm
That
like,
needs to quit too.
it doesn't bother me.
The
I
nuking?
use it, man. It makes it
What
funnier.
does it even mean?
You know,
It's
have you seen any?
some tiny little dude from Massachusetts that
Is
started this.
Is that what it came from?
Yeah, the
Nuke the-
Motocross guy.
Oh yeah.
Nuke the quads, and I'm like, okay. And I think we even bought a shirt.
Do you know where he works now?
No. I think he might. No, I don't know.
Was that you worked at Perth for a minute?
Eli?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's your boy Eli.
He works at Red Bull.
The what?
Red Bull.
Red Bull.
Yeah.
Oh, and you know what though?
Oh, that's
He did talk a lot of shit on the quads, but I
Mhm.
thought that was great content. I loved it.
Yeah.
I liked Motocross when
I never cared really much about it. I didn't hate
didn't
it,
hate
but
it.
I didn't pay attention to it. Not to diss it, but I just
But I watched it because it was I thought it was funny.
yeah.
So I would always be like, yeah, like rip on the quads. Like I thought it was funny.
Mhm.
And I think he even mentioned us one time,
He did Colton too.
and he did the
he did
Moore
Colton's
Brothers. It was-
crash or Caleb's crash.
Yeah,
It was
that
Caleb's
was
crash.
bad.
That was a little rough. That's
Yeah,
the
that
one
was-
I saw.
that
I was
was
like,
rough.
man, distasteful.
Yeah, but I thought it was funny, like the nuking and stuff, but now it's just like people still do the hashtag nuke the quads.
Yeah.
It's like, you guys,
Yeah.
let's go.
I like to
You
take
can't YOLO no more.
Yeah.
Right?
No, you're
That's
right.
not cool.
No. I like to take the negative comments and quote them. Quote people. What
the
is
hell was
happening?
that?
I don't know.
Something scared me.
Heydays 2018. So, what are you guys doing out here this weekend?
I'm drinking beers.
Me too. Cheers.
The boys, brother Derek and John Langus are doing a ATV demo. We used to, and there's another sign of things going down. We used to have 6, 7 ATV guys. We used to do speed and style out here with ATVs. Now there's only 2 guys doing it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not doing it because I got a broken wrist, but being an idiot. But then it is a snowmobile event
Dang
after
idiot.
all. So they do sled freestyle on the dirt.
So, what do you miss most about the quote unquote golden days?
The traveling was pretty cool.
I hate traveling.
I got tired of it, but I do kind of miss going to the crazy places like Malta, the island of Malta, and Cyprus in the Mediterranean, and seeing like cool shit like that. The recent stuff kind of sucks, like going to, you know, just traveling state to state in the U.S. or whatever. I'm not a big fan of that anymore. So
Yeah, I think I would like to keep traveling like locally, doing stateside, but I'm out on international. Not everyone likes Americans anyway.
A couple times I've had to. This is probably gonna get me thrown onto the bus, but yeah, I'm not even gonna say it.
Just do it.
It's un-American, damn it.
Come on, man, say it.
Nah.
For every bad story you have, I'll tell another story.
I had to tell some people to tell other people in the country we were at to say that I was a Canadian, so I didn't get my ass fucking murdered.
No shit.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
Really?
Serbia.
Really? Why were you in Serbia?
Riding. Doing shows. Masters of Dirt. Dude, we did all sorts of crazy countries. Croatia, Serbia, Slovakia. I've seen it. Dude, we were in Serbia and we were doing a tour and there was a building half blown up. And I go, oh, what's that all about? Apparently we bombed them in the 80s.
They don't forget.
They don't forget. And that's why they left it. So we were at a nightclub and some shit went down. We seen some tough looking hombres looking at us towards our direction in the bar and kind of pointed in our direction and shit was looking like it was getting a little creepy.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody said, yeah, they don't want Americans in here. And me and I think Derek Berlew was there.
Oof.
And we're like, okay. Tell them I'm Canadian so I can stick around or something stupid. We had to bail out the back entrance.
No way.
Yeah. I think that was the trip Berlew was on. But, man, we've done some gnarly shit over there. And all in Europe, Central Europe, all of Eastern Europe.
So that's the second time you felt unsafe for your life.
I was in Egypt once that got
Why are all these countries all have something in common? They're just real sandy. All of them.
Serbia, yeah, I don't know. We just fuck shit up, we just screw shit up in a lot of countries.
Yeah.
I don't know, whatever. But yeah, there's been a couple tight situations that I've been in. Nothing too bad though that I couldn't handle.
Yeah, I like traveling if it's a place where I know I can go with a group of good guys. Like I'm always by myself. You guys get to travel and do a lot of stuff together. So like, what's it like describing to people that you do what you do for a living whenever you're just like chilling, and like say you're at dinner. I don't know, like if your family back in the day, your family was like, John does this, and then you meet them and they're like, so your parents tell us you do this.
Yeah, I still get that. And they're like, so what do you do?
So you ride BMX?
I go, I ride four-wheelers for a living. So, like, explain that. I go, well, you know, like a four-wheeler. Yeah, I know what a four-wheeler is. I take that around the world and I jump in front of crowds, thousands of people. People pay to see that?
See, you know what you could have done?
Understand.
You know what's silly? It's such a horrible phrase, but they would understand a lot easier if you were like, I'm an entertainer.
Yeah. Damn it. Where were you 14 years ago?
Dude, I know.
That would have made my life so much easier.
I was entering in the worst time possible.
Entertainer. That's basically
that
what
is
we
what
are.
it is, yeah.
Not
so
really,
do you utilize like the social media? Like, is that a big part of your everyday grind?
It used to. I kind of just do it now to stay relevant.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I got a couple sponsors that care. Richard Pelchat's like my exhaust sponsor now, RP Race, and he makes some pretty good products.
Mm-hmm.
I try to shout him out as much as possible because I met him a while ago and he was starting out as like a smaller company and, you know, help him with some stuff. I got a few thousand followers, whatever. But I don't actively like do everyday like life and stuff. Like I try not to post pictures of my kids and my wife and like family stuff. Maybe on the story because it disappears, but I don't know. There's just something weird about 15,000 strangers looking at pictures of your kids that I'm like,
yeah.
That's what Facebook is for.
Yeah.
And I deleted Facebook.
Yeah. I deleted Snapchat.
They're always watching.
They're all, especially now. Especially now.
How weird is it when
I'm
you...
gonna drink like him. Watch.
Hey, how weird is it when you talk about something and you go on Instagram or Facebook and it's the ad?
Yeah. I tell you what. I've never once searched John Deere shit. And I just mentioned to someone John Deere. The next day, he was like,
Would you like a John Deere? Come on down to John Deere, Oklahoma County.
it was seriously like, it was I don't like that. It's
strange.
invasive. It's
Yeah.
invasive, and I don't think that I can completely discredit that they're listening to other things.
Yeah.
If they're listening to the word Siri and shit I'm interested in,
Yeah, it's
that's a weird
strange.
way to think about it.
Yeah.
Let's see what Blake's got on his mind today. I have
Triple
to-
X.
Yeah. I literally posted this on Facebook. I was like, I have to whisper around my phone if I don't
Yeah.
want surprise ads. I'm like, you know what? I really want to see that movie with Jason Statham. It's pretty good. So my phone's like, huh? What did he
Lock,
say?
Stock, and Two Broken Barrels.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he's not in that one. He's in the
Meg.
The Meg.
Yeah, that's what I
I'm
was
talking about, like the old school movies.
Oh, I'm talking about Megalodon, the shark
Megalodon.
movie. Yeah.
You seen it?
No, I want to see the Predator so bad. Do you watch a movie? You see a movie? Oh, your eyes lit up too. Oh, Predator.
You know my favorite movie?
You know what?
I'm a bit
Someone-
of a geek nerd.
Make sure you talk into the mic.
Infinity War.
Dude,
I loved
the movie
it.
was so good.
I loved
Let's
it.
talk about that.
Why is Scarlett Johansson going after him with a freaking taser? You gonna
She's
take down
bad,
Thanos with
bad.
a taser?
You know, I'm so pumped you're into this right now. I'm so excited. I know this movie so well. Okay, so let's start from the.
Hold on.
Who's Who's on the two-stroke? Who is that? And what are they riding? A Banshee?
Freestyle.
Was that a three-wheeler?
Dude, he's wearing snowboard boots and he's a freestyler.
That's on a three-wheeler?
No, snowmobile.
Oh, snowmobile. Oh, see, I'm such an idiot.
I own one of them sleds and the sound of them just I don't like it.
No,
I don't like
it's
it.
one tone.
I don't like it. You know what I do like?
What?
A rapping banshee.
Yeah, I thought that because of the headphones and just like the difference in the.
Yeah.
But what were we? So what?
Oh, Infinity War.
Infinity War. Yeah.
So, like the final scene where Thanos
Spoiler
spoiler alert, is like taking them all out one by one.
Uh-huh.
You see that?
Yeah.
She went after Thanos with
With
a
a taser?
freaking taser, man.
Hey, but you know
don't
that
tase me,
that
bro.
speaks volumes to the kind of character she is. She's like, shit. I guess I'll go for it.
And did you notice that Scarlet Witch, her accent
Changed.
changed?
I read about that.
because people thought that her and the Black Widow, right? That's Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow.
Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow and the Olsen sister.
Yeah, the Olsen
is
sister
Scarlet Witch.
is Scarlet Witch. People were confusing them.
Really?
So they ditched Olsen's accent and left with the Black Widow. I just read that because when we watched Infinity War again not too long ago, my wife was like, "What the hell happened to that bitch's accent?"
Well, I read about that in the Russo brothers, which I'm such a nerd. You know, that's
yeah.
who directed it.
Yep.
You know, dude, it's so happening. I love it. This is what's good about having a mobile podcast.
Yeah.
This is part of it, dude. We're not in a stupid ass sound booth. We're in the mix. Who's riding by, John? Tell me who's riding by. Any freestylers we know?
I don't. He looks like Justin Hoyer.
That's not Justin Hoyer.
That's not Justin Hoyer, but he looks like him.
So
I'm sorry, I don't know
No,
his
it's
name.
okay. So. Oh,
the Infinity War.
Okay, yeah.
The Infinity War. Should
Okay.
aim for the head. Thor, what were you doing?
Okay,
Anyway.
so this is what I think is going to happen. I'll tell you what I think is going to happen.
You know the new character coming on board, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
amazing. I can't wait.
What's her deal? Explain it.
I bet it's going to be... Okay, someone's got a thing for Top Gun, because all I've seen is fighter jet stuff, and they're going to put... I swear to you, I hope there's some sort of toss to Top Gun in this movie, because it's Marvel, and you know they you know what I mean? Something, like, if I hear Danger Zone at some point in that movie,
They
I'm
might.
gonna poop on myself. So,
Just a little bit.
So just a tiny bit, a little
Just a
sliver of poo-poos. So this is what I
Just
think
enough
is going to
to
happen.
streak the panties.
Like a marker. So this is what I think is going to happen. I think that someone's going to get a hold of the time stone because
Yeah.
it's not destroyed, and then they're going to bring...
Didn't he get it?
Yeah, they're going to bring everyone back. They're going to bring everyone back.
That's weak, though.
That's how it's going to be.
Has to,
They're
right?
going to bring everybody back.
That's cheap.
Every-
I know it has
everybody-
to happen because
everybody-
Spider-Man can't die.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
And there's another Spider-Man, and there's no telling what that's going to be about.
Yeah.
And all those characters, they can't like die off.
Yeah.
So then, did you see Captain America?
Yes,
the
all of them.
The second ones.
The Winter Soldier. That one was good.
Oh, dude,
That one's really good.
movie's so good.
Didn't Bucky die in Avengers too? Didn't
Yeah,
he disappear?
Yep,
Yeah.
Yep.
He barely got any TV
Action.
time.
I know, he's badass, dude.
I like
the
him.
Winter Soldier. But dude, the music in the second Captain America.
Yeah.
Like, I know that people I don't like comic book movies. Those movies are so
I
good.
like the Marvel movies.
Do you like the DC stuff?
Superman versus Batman I thought was a little weak.
I liked Batman vs Superman better than I liked the
Or
Justice
Batman.
League.
Yeah, Justice League was
It was
not
terrible.
good.
Man of Steel was dope.
Yeah.
Um,
I could use some more Superman.
yeah, and
Wonder Woman was good.
Wonder Woman was good.
I thought it was good.
It was.
I got
too-
daughters. They were pumped.
Okay, I get that.
They were pumped.
Wonder Woman was too after school, especially at some point.
Yeah.
Sometime, and you could clearly tell that they were after the whole whitewashing incident with Hollywood. They made an attempt to get like a guy from every ethnicity they could as a cast member. So,
Yeah.
racial bias one way is okay as far as if it's beneficial to them. I guess I sound like a fucking asshole, but I'm not.
Keep politics out of it.
You gotta keep. Let me tell you something. So, I can do a sweet Obama impression. You want to hear it?
Let's hear it.
The American people, it's up to them to. We're at heydays, and we're gonna have ourselves a hell of a time and drink ourselves some Coors.
Fake news.
Fake news. I can't do a Trump at all. I can't because I think there's just so many good.
Grab him by the beer can.
There's too many. There's too many good like Alec Baldwin's. Like
Yeah.
their Saturday Night Live impressions of him are hilarious.
By the way, ratings failing.
Ratings are failing. I know. Dude, so if you could ride, I know you guys tried to get into sleds. People call them
Yep.
sleds. The hip crowd
Snow machines,
call them
snowmobiles,
snowmobiles.
sleds,
So-
slads.
So do you feel like you were a little too far ahead of the game, and then maybe you should have waited 2 or 3 years when you guys started that endeavor?
Tried it?
Because you guys, I know you guys tried it, but then
Yeah.
it was like before.
Was that? It would have been the winter of 04, 05.
Yeah.
I forget.
You were too early on that. You were like 5 years too early.
04. Yeah, it was 04. I don't know. Like, Derek and I both still ride snowmobiles because we live in Minnesota, so it snows.
But not competitively.
I actually own one of Colton Moore's old freestyle sleds and have a ramp set up for it and everything. I just don't think it's fun
Yeah.
jumping ramps on snowmobiles. I don't know why.
But you do it.
Once in a while.
Yeah.
We're at Heydays. I see the snowmobile ramp set up, and I look at that and go, that's the last thing in the world that I want to do is jump a snowmobile.
Right.
But when it comes around to winter, if there's snow jumps, build it with a groomer, riding trails, ditches, snowmobiles in the mountains, I'm all for it. Just something about freestyle on snowmobiles I'm not into.
Yeah.
And we tried it. We've tried it years and years ago. And, I mean, when Jackson Strong got into Best Trick, he came to my house, and we practiced. I was riding with him for 2 months that winter. I just did not want to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something about him. I just don't trust him.
Well, you have to have so many RPM just to take off. Like
I
they have to
know.
have so much momentum to jump.
And
The one good thing I think is the gyro that it creates
Yeah.
when you're. That's it though.
Yeah.
And that's if you're going upside down
Yeah.
or endoing.
to me,
I know a lot for someone who's never ridden one.
I'll probably, and I'm going to create some more controversy with this. And to me, personally, I hate the sled ramps. It's a cheese wedge, it's a flat wedge to a super kicker that's steeper. And they set those things at 65, and you slam into them so hard. Now, at home, I propped up a Moto ramp, and granted, you're not getting as high, but I can do all of my tricks the same gap. He frisbee flips 75 feet off a normal Moto ramp on a snowmobile. Yeah, it's not as high and not as easy as the bikes and quads can do it, but I just, when I see that sled super kicker, they call it, or sled kicker, whatever they call them, I don't even know. do not want to hit that thing. To me, it's not fun. I don't know. I just think it's stupid.
So there's no advantage to be on a snowmobile right now.
No. And
how much do you think they're taking away in mainstream competition if you win?
Money? There's only one contest a year. I don't even know what X Games pays. I honestly don't know. I mean, it had to be good. The Moors, got into it, and it seemed to work out, but I just don't want anything to do with that whole thing. And I enjoy riding snowmobiles. That's what's tough. Like, I actually like firing my sled up, going out riding, being in the cold. But when there's that ramp, that style super kicker ramp that everybody hits, I think should be changed.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just me. I'm sure, and everybody that rides sleds, they say it's fine. But it's like Levi Sherwood trying to change the Moto ramp game.
Yeah.
Because he knows it's limited, and it's, I don't know, he feels like it could be progressed. I felt the same with the snowmobiles 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Somebody's talking, I can hear him.
It's okay.
Okay. But
this is part of it, man.
It's part of it.
Some asshole saying something too loud over here. It's part of it.
But 10 years ago when me and Derek tried doing it, and we hit the, that's the mobile.
I want to hear what's so funny.
It's BC.
It's BC, and
BC
Dan's hot on the seltzers. We're going to get a quick product placement here.
That's okay.
It's the seltzer.
Take yourself a seltzer. White Claw.
Get yourself a claw.
Hey, get your
Okay,
hammer.
now Dan's going to have a pull of this cold cock.
Oh,
Cold
boy.
cock whiskey. There we go.
So, dude,
But
what do you...
I just, 10 years ago, when we tried getting into it, hated the ramp then, hate it now. I feel like it's the downfall of the sport. That's me personally.
Yeah.
So I don't even know what I'm talking about because I'm not in it.
Yeah.
But
well, dude, you're
that's
still...
how
you're still in it.
That's my... And I've told everybody that I know in the sled industry.
No one
that,
will ever be able to take that away from you. That it's still fucking awesome that you did the first flip. Like, I know we've been back and forth about this a few times and like run into each other at different events and stuff. But straight up, I remember being way young and like I was just like, there's no way. Like, there's no way this is happening. How is this happening? It had nothing to do with me, but I was like, I've been a part of... I mean, I was just like, ever since from Quattros Locos,
Yeah.
all the way, that was like our Crusty Demons of Dirt,
Yeah.
and then all the way to that, and then like just... It's a different thing, too. I think that's why quad freestyle guys, like, they don't get to illustrate this, but like, if you were a fan of it from day one...
Yeah.
You were on that bandwagon with all the beginning of the internet,
Mhm.
like before YouTube.
The forums.
The forums.
The forums.
The
were hot.
forums where you
That's
put
where you
your,
had to be.
Yeah, those
Yeah.
were chat rooms that were brutal.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you better hope
Your
you weren't
mom
a target.
Did
Yeah.
some naughty things.
Oh yeah, and they
Everybody's
found
mom
it.
did. And they, yep, and they told you about it.
So let me ask you this: what do you think it would? Do you think in your lifetime or your riding career you will see X Games do something? Or I could see this happening. I really could. The right person hears this, I bet a light bulb goes off. How about bring your own machine and go and best trick?
I don't think that particularly could happen.
Because that rules out sleds. I say that out loud, and that rules out snowmobiles.
Yeah,
Quads.
I don't know.
Nitro
Look,
Circus is already trying to do in that.
Yeah, I think the best chance for quads or ATVs getting into X Games is in the next 2 years. The only reason I say that is because it's in Minneapolis and it's an hour and a half from where we live. So if we could make something happen, even if it's not even an event, but an intermission,
A demo.
I know we could field 10 guys that will not embarrass the sport. And it would be absolute chaos. And I know for a fact the crowd, US Bank Stadium, would go ape shit because nobody sees it. It's something different.
It's very new.
But guess
Still.
what? It's all about sponsorship and who's throwing the money in and who wants their athletes on TV.
Hey, deck them out. Deck them out. Get Rockstar and Monster and Red Bull to deck half the guys out.
They don't want nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
Dude, we've tried. We've tried.
If the TV numbers are there and you're getting to be a part of the action, what difference does it make who's rocking what?
It's I mean, it sounds stupid. Everybody says it, but it's politics
You're
when
right.
it comes to that
Everyone
shit.
hates quads. Everyone hates quads.
I don't think everyone hates quads. there's one person, it seems like everybody's kind of on board, and then there's that one person that's like, absolutely not. We're not getting involved with such a dumb thing.
Right.
So I don't know.
And I will say this too, I'm glad we kind of brought this up and made me think about it. It's discouraging for me to see how some of the people act on quads whenever you're at your like local track or whatever. It makes me want and it makes me want to go over to him and be like, listen, man, like, you know, I know that this may not seem like what's happening and what's going on, but long run, like, we barely have places to ride now.
Yeah.
You doing donuts in the gravel
because
you suck on the track is not a good way to be.
Look, I've been to a lot of tracks, and the reason we get so much hate is the stereotype of we are that
tearing up the track.
We're the hillbilly with a chew spit in, half drunk, doing donuts in the parking lot. Now look,
all of those things sound extremely fun. I'm not gonna lie.
Right. And there are those people, but they stereotype the general community as a whole when they see that. And yeah, it's just kind of it's a bit of a bummer when that stuff happens.
It's old news now, though, so you just like, you don't even fight back. Like, I just
Oh, you can't win. I mean, I don't know.
What was it that you? Was it you or your brother? I was posting negative quotes there for a while.
Oh, that was me.
Was it you and someone? You were like, did someone really say this?
Yeah.
What was the quote? It was like, this is why a Craig's or H-Bomb never hired you.
Yeah.
That was a real comment, man. That was real.
I couldn't believe that.
Someone,
that was...
I really.
Who was it?
I don't know. It was someone. Someone knows some stuff.
Oh my God! Some of the comments that you were posting, why do people feel the need to even, like, why would somebody express certain things like that
online?
Online.
You know what? Because it's so easy.
It's anonymous.
I think it's very easy. It's anonymous to an extent. I mean, it is and it isn't. It's a chicken shit thing to do, and I hate conflict, dude. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I've never been in a fight. Like, I don't really. I'm not a fighter. I'll do what I say. I'll say what I have to, enough to keep me out of trouble. But I'm not gonna go out and throw down for no reason.
Yeah.
And
like Thien.
Like, I wouldn't say something. I just wouldn't want to talk smack to nobody. And some of the stuff that, I mean, I get inboxes every day, man. Some of the stuff that people say and they're vocal about, you're just like, wow.
Really?
What is going on in your life?
Right, that you have to say that.
Yeah. And I really, like, I have a hard time keeping my mouth shut on some things, not everything. I don't feel obligated to comment on everything I read.
Yeah.
But like you said, like when that guy goes lap times, like it just takes something for yourself to get triggered. And I think one thing that would trigger me the most right now would be if someone, like, I there's something I'm really proud of, and that no one's gonna be able to call me out. Like, there's no one's coattails I've rode. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, and I hate even saying the word no. I'll put in quotes, no popularity by proxy. Like, it was, if anything I got, like, I've earned, just like anything you got, you earn. Like, there was nothing. So any of those negative comments, like, I know they fall flat because I know the truth. So, but you got to ask yourself about the people who know they suck their way to the top and they get comments like that because they're transparent. How do you think they feel? Like, think of someone I can think of someone right now that was popular within the last year and has since fizzled out because I think it's become apparent that he's kind of just a transparent fake.
Right.
And but for a while there, he had everyone fooled.
I think I know who you're talking about.
It was insane.
Yeah.
In X Games, I mean, you know, it is like,
yeah,
people can see through it.
Yeah, I mean, like, the whole X Games thing would be awesome, and
why even X Games? Why is that the epitome?
What? I guess for me personally, well, before dirt bikes, I was on BMX. So when everything, let's start at the absolute beginning. Why X Games is kind of like it for me. When X Games started, you know, mid 90s, and I tuned in as a little kid. What was it, 97 or 96 or 97 was like the first one that I watched, and was on ESPN. And I seen guys like Joey Garcia and Brian Foster doing the BMX stuff.
Yeah,
that's who I wanted to be. I wanted to be the BMX guy, But then I couldn't cut it on the BMX stuff, so then we got into dirt bikes. So then I got a KX80, and all of a sudden I'm like, okay.
How old were you then?
13, 12 or 13 when we got into dirt bikes, because it was all BMX stuff, farm quads. You know, we always had like the old 425 Polaris Magnums,
Right.
but jumping little road ditches. We never got into it. But then BMX, my mom got us BMX bikes for our birthdays one year, and then 96, 97, whenever it was, Joey Garcia, Brian Foster's on the TV screen doing X Games, and I look at that and I go, I want to do that. I was in football, basketball, all that, didn't care. I wanted to be on X Games, on TV, riding BMX.
Right.
Couldn't cut it. My shins are all scraped up from pedals. Sucked. You know, I tried. I was just a little kid, little snot-nosed punk. And then we got a dirt bike. We begged our parents into getting me, Dan, and my older brother Dan and my younger brother Derek dirt bikes. And we got 2 dirt bikes, a KX80 and a CR125. And then I go, wait a minute, there's got to be more to it than this. Went to our cousin's house, Terra Firma, Crusty, like all these movies they had in the shelf. And I go, what is this? Got into that, and then
Life changer.
So now we're watching all these guys doing Supermans and cans and stuff on dirt bikes
With the awesome soundtrack.
with great soundtracks. And
Do you want another beer? Keep going.
oh yeah, I'll take another one. And next thing you know, my oldest brother broke both of his wrists and injured his back. We come home from school the next day, both the dirt bikes gone, sold. Parents said no more. I go, you gotta be shitting me. So we're, back to square one, back on BMX bikes. And then my older brother, so this was 98, 99. We still weren't even riding like quads or anything yet. We were still, wanting to get another dirt bike and all that stuff. Well, my younger brother Derek came home from a buddy's place. Oh yeah, that's good.
Get that crisp open.
And he brought home this movie called Organ Donors. Have you seen that? Have you watched Organ Donors?
Yes, I got it at Walmart.
Yeah.
Or
So
Pet Boys.
So we're watching this thing, and this ATV segment comes on with Ian Fitch, Doug Gust, maybe Joe Bird. I'm not sure who else is in it, but I think Wes shot that for Quattros Locos or something.
Mm-hmm.
And we go, holy shit. You mean to tell me I can take that Polaris 425 and hit jumps with it?
Yeah.
So the next day, me and Derek are out launching over the road this 4x4, old school Polaris 4x4, and just destroying it. My dad's seen that, and he goes, you guys gotta stop. And he was getting pissed. And then we go, well, get us a dirt bike so we can jump. Like, we want to do this stuff. And Dad's like, talk to your mother, this and that. And then, so back of our heads, we're seeing these four-wheelers. And Mom goes, well, you can get a four-wheeler then, because that's safer. We go, okay. So a kid in town was selling a 1987 Banshee. That was our first four-wheeler. That how we learned to jump. An 87 with J-arms, roached out Banshee. And then, so we got that, and we pushed we had a whole BMX trail deal in our Grove. We had BMX jumps everywhere. I come home from my buddy's place riding BMX, and Derek had all the dirt pushed up into a double. This is after we got the Banshee.
What a surprise.
And Derek goes, we're jumping this Banshee tonight. I'm like, okay, I guess we're jumping four-wheeler. And it was probably like a 40-foot, 50-foot dirt double.
Dude.
And we did that, and it sparked. We go, okay, we can do this. So then we started looking for the movies. We had never heard of Quattros Locos, Huevos, anything. Well, at the time, Huevos 3 just came out. So what year was that? 99?
Yeah, ish.
That's when we seen Dana doing Supermans on four-wheelers. That night, we went out and did Supermans, Cordovas, all the stuff that the Crusty guys were doing at the time on the four-wheelers after seeing Dana doing it. So Dana was a huge part. We seen him doing it, and that sparked it for us, going, wait a minute, we can do this. And then after that, we transitioned to a 250R. Those were kind of on the way out. 400EX was introduced. got on the 400DX, and then I guess the rest is history. But
How was it like going from watching, like, man, that's another thing about quads. It's something like I've been able to share. Like, you were in a sport where you in motor, this is action sports, man. This is just action sports in general.
yeah,
I can't wait to hear your take on this, but like, in no other sport, and everyone who does this on both sides is going to completely just go back and be like, damn, dude, I can't wait. There's going to be an apostrophe, like from Hook. So, imagine action sports and professional, whatever you would call TV sports, ball sports.
yeah,
One ball sports, we use two. One ball sports, you go to the show, the NFL game, your whole life is dedicated to jerseys on the wall with this character. You might slap his sweaty ass hand one time in your life. You're a 12-year-old kid learning how to ride a skateboard. You got a pretty sweet concrete setup in your town, and one day a tour bus rolls by and Tony Hawk rolls out, and just to shoot a little video because it's coincidental for him and convenient.
Yep.
That is the beauty of action sports, because you were watching videos of Dana Creech, a truly like innovator of action sports, just on a quad, but action sports.
Dude, gotta ride a bike too.
And yeah, Area 52 out there in Northern California. Yep. Well, then you go from watching videos to like literally riding with him, and like
to doing it, right?
To doing it with side by side with him. That's what I mean by the beauty of action sports, dude. Because no kid, unless it's for charity, you're not going to play side by side with LeBron James.
No, absolutely.
No.
Yeah,
but you got to ride with your LeBron.
You got to ride with your LeBron, boy.
Absolutely. And yeah, it's, I don't know, it was just kind of weird how it all worked, you know. And I guess it was kind of a godsend that my parents did sell the dirt bikes, because trust me, we rode them, we were not good at it.
Yeah.
Like
I don't say
we
like
tried.
I agree, but I mean, like, I could, and plus it's
But
like
the reason that I say it was a godsend is because then we got into the ATVs, and I mean, we can ride them, and look what I've not so much accomplished, but what I've gotten to see because of a stupid machine with four wheels. I've seen a lot of this planet. I've met a lot of cool people, and it's funny too, because a lot of people ask, like, well, what's your biggest regret? I don't have any regrets.
Good.
Like what do you wish you could have accomplished? I did it.
Yeah.
Like and a lot of people still ask, like, well, is there any more that you would, like, don't you wish you were still healthy enough to progress and do more and stuff? And I'll be like, I did what I wanted to do.
Yeah. And
like,
dude, there's a lot of awesome documentation of it.
And I had a goal. Like, I told myself in 2001, 2002, I forget exactly when it was. I was my second year of college, and I told myself, I want to get to the point where I can make a bunch of money from riding four-wheelers and just kind of make a name for myself and just do this, a couple things that I wanted to do. And I did it. Like, I was pumped on it.
Yeah.
Like, not a lot of people can say that they just quit college,
Right.
quit everything, go live in a guy's garage, and then, like, make all of your dreams come true. I mean, I wish I had a lot more money. You know, everybody does. But I'm happy with what I did.
So how long do you think you made a living?
A good 10 years.
10 years of
And
riding.
I think I still could, but it'd be harder today.
Right.
Because
You'd be gone all the time.
you'd be gone all the time.
Because the draw is in foreign countries.
Yeah, and it sounds bad, but I did less for more money 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So if I wanted to make those first 2 years, like over $100,000, closer to 200,000 today, I would have to be gone every day, and I'd have to be doing flip tricks, and I'd have to be just busting my ass
And really risking
and
it all
risking it. And I don't want to do that no more.
for,
I got
for $2,000, $3,000 a pop.
right, and I just
Spending $800 in fuel or airfare.
Yeah. And with the kids and my wife now, I don't want to be gone doing all that.
Right.
Like, I still enjoy riding, but that ship sailed, and I'm happy with where I'm at. Like, I don't have any regrets. I don't go, man, if I can just get one more flip show just to get that rush. That doesn't have that's not, it's no more. Like, now it's Langus. But now it's like it's just cool, you know. I did what I did. I'm really pumped on it. I'm glad people think that it was cool. And yeah, like I said, man, no regrets. Like the ship sailed and life's moving on, and I'm pumped on it. I'm happy.
Well, dude, you guys made a lot of stuff that like molded my childhood, and like I make films, make videos, and I shoot videos or whatever because of what y'all did. Like watching the first one when it came out, and the way you guys like how Josh would like zoom in and like slow it down and zoom back out and stuff. Like and a lot of the tricks and the places you guys took it, and like having Caleb and Colton on board and doing their stuff.
Yep.
Man, that was like it was inspiring to say the least.
Fun.
So it was cool we got to shoot this, dude. Well, John, it was rad. This is fun.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah.
This is the
how much do you have left?
I got 3/4.
Me too. Anything else you want to add to it? Any new advice for kids?
Man, it's tough to give advice for.
You can't have no in your heart. I got advice.
If you got hate in your heart, let it out.
As long if you got hate in your heart, let it out. If you support the poops. So if you really believe in yourself and it's legal, do it.
Some advice? I don't know. I mean, man, it's tough for the new guys. I don't know. Like if
get a social media following, like try to do it that way, and like try to. And as sad as it sounds, that doesn't sound sad. We're in just a different age. It's changed.
It is. It's changed so much.
If you're not on top of your Instagram and Twitter book and MyFace, it's like
it's tough.
It's tough.
It's real tough.
I'm an Instagrammer. I don't Twitter and I don't Snapchat and I don't really like do any of that stuff. But like I think that also too is like been downfalls of people not having a presence on there. Like you gotta make it seem, as silly as it is, you have to make it seem like you're doing stuff.
You gotta make it seem to people like you're a bigger deal than what you are.
Right. I don't necessarily think that, because I mean
people just want the content, and they don't want to follow somebody that is boring.
Right.
So
you're right.
You gotta create not so much a false identity, but
it kind of is like that.
You gotta be like, I don't know.
It's like it's an exaggerated version of yourself.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
I don't mean to like sound, because you've known me. We've known each other for a long time. Like, I don't think I've said anything in a caption I wouldn't have said to your face.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But then again, I'm not going around quoting like Greek gods like in Proverbs and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Does that bug you when people do that?
It does, because I know the people.
Me off.
And just because, you know, going to church, sitting in a church don't make you a Christian anymore, and me standing in the garage makes me a car. So I tell you, it's a hard debate to have.
Yeah.
I live in the Bible Belt, and I know.
Say you're in the middle of
I know what true religion looks like.
Yeah.
I'm related to some of it, or what, you know. I'm sure, you know. I've seen I'm friends and whatever. And it's funny seeing riders like try to play this like praying game up. I wish I'd have brought it up to Trey, because he's probably got some a good point of view on it too. But dude, John, it's been fun.
Thanks for having me.
Yep. Shipwrecked with Blake, Shipman, and Jon Guetter. We're out.
Peace.